Look who I've got with me, the Sky Sports legend that is Martin Tyler. So good to see you. You're
Lovely
here
to see you, Vicky.
as a fan, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I got my flight tickets on Monday, so it was a bit of a gamble.
Oh, you gambled then? You thought they were going to get through?
I was always going to come, whoever played, I think. But
really?
I'm so thrilled that it's England. But I've watched every game, including the simultaneous ones, one after another. So actually, when you're commentating, you don't see all the games because you're travelling half the time.
Yeah.
So I'm probably best prepared to do a commentary than I've ever been, but there's no commentary to do. I'm just going to sit there and cheer and jump up and down, the sort of things that Gary Neville and Cara do.
Yeah.
I hope I'm stronger in the legs than perhaps people think I am. I can still get a bit high. So hopefully there's something to cheer.
Oh, fingers crossed. How special is this for you? Because you remember 1966, you know what it's all about. What does this feel like to you?
One of the highlights of working for Sky was doing the Boys of 66 programme on the 50th anniversary. It was a real thrill to be asked to do that. Yeah, I'm a child of 66 in some ways. It means a lot, but it isn't the World Cup. We have to state that. But
it's the Euros.
Already, Gareth Southgate's made history by taking England to a major tournament outside of England. You know, the other two have been at Wembley, as everyone knows. So the only thing that's missing now is the piece of silverware to go with it on foreign soil, and they've got a good shot. I think Spain are favourites. As I say, I've watched all the games. They've got some real potential match winners, but as England are showing, they're pulling match winners off the bench. And, every challenge that's been thrown at them, they've dealt with. And I know people, and I've been back home where out here you don't probably get the same flavour of the criticism, but it has been quite strong. But there's one three-letter word that matters: win, and that's what they've been doing. And to me, tournaments, I've done World Cups where teams like Italy won a World Cup when their group stage performances were dreadful. It was just this happens, you know.
Yes, yeah.
But you go to win. What has happened for England? Everything but. We're there, and you've got to be in it to win it, and we're definitely in it tomorrow.
Have we turned into a lucky side, do you think? Because we don't score goals in the 90th minute. England don't do that traditionally. It's all over, but we're scoring penalties. We're getting 5. You know, what's happened? Yeah. We've shifted, right?
I think the one bit of luck from my point of view was the penalty the other night.
Yeah.
Not because it might not or might have been a penalty, but once the on-field referee gives that's not a clear and obvious error to overturn. I don't think so. There's no way that the VAR guy can go, look, mate, I'm not sure about this, have another look at it. It doesn't work like that. He has to believe, and he must have believed it.
Yes,
so you know, you've got to respect the decision. But for most people in football, I don't think it could have been a penalty. If the ref had given the penalty, probably say, but would have accepted it, but taken it because it was England's penalty.
Yes,
normally, the thing, as you say, that happens against England. But the goals and the fact that England are pulling rabbits out of the hat at the last minute, I'm not surprised at that at all, because when you as a commentator look at teams, whatever the circumstances, you're looking who could score. I didn't think the Dutch had anybody who was going to score against us. They scored from a mistake, a rare Declan Rice mistake, and a fantastic shot. But I look at Spain and think they have got players who can score against us. But we have got players in the team. All the front players can win matches. The midfield players can mostly. Kobe, won a cup final, for goodness sake, you know. So why can't he be there? Here, Ollie Watkins has obviously turned himself into a substitute sensation. So I think England have probably got more than that. The other thing I would say, Vicky, is having watched the 2 semi-finals, I thought on Tuesday that Spain were very tired at the end. Now people are saying, well, they have an extra day to recover. But I think they might really need that, you know. Whereas England have got this adrenaline rush, and it's all coming good, not just winning, but winning in the most dramatic of fashions and having the whole country on the edge of their seats, but jumping up to celebrate at the end when the final whistle goes. Yeah, I wouldn't say lucky. I would just say that decision is one that probably, and it's gone against England in the past in tournaments. So it is what goes around comes around, and
we'll take it. Right?
Yeah, we'll take it, and Harry took it very well. I was sitting on the sofa thinking, well, his side, it's always that side when that's his first
So
choice.
you'd be a great goalkeeper, to be fair, because you must know every...
we've got a great goalkeeper, thankfully, with all the
Yeah.
all the information written on that bottle, so yeah, we do see a lot, and a lot of data is there, and there'll be a lot of data being exchanged between the analysts and the coaches at the moment, I'm sure, right up till tomorrow. But it's a cliche, but it is on the night, and something can go wrong. There can be a mistimed tackle, and you end up with 10 men, and that could happen for or against England, you know. And so you just don't know, which is why it's so wonderful, and it's why these great fans have come here, and they're going to arrive in even greater force tonight and tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're loud already.
And the Spanish fans are terrific as well. I think Germany's a perfect place for this sort of tournament because it's pretty easy to get to.
Yeah.
Even for an old fella like me, I can find the flight, and I flew to Hamburg and got a train and did it all like fans do, really. And I was lucky enough to have a friend in Germany who'd promised me a ticket, whoever got to the final. So a bit blessed in that respect.
Yeah, it's nice that you're here, for sure. Just mention the substitutions, because actually, if I'm not mistaken, Geoff Hurst was a substitute, wasn't he? In that?
No, he was. There were no substitutes in '66, but he was a replacement. Because
right,
Jimmy Greaves got injured and he didn't play. And then it's a really good point, because in 1966, Alf Ramsey was burdened with criticism through the tournament. He wanted to play with a winger. He played 3 different wingers in the 3 group games, and it didn't work. None of them played again. They all played 1 game. And then for the quarterfinal, there was no round of 16 then, the quarterfinal, Jimmy Greaves had got injured in the last group game, so Geoff Hurst came in and they couldn't leave him out. And what a wonderful man he still is, you know, but on that particular day, he was unstoppable, and England went through. And what's held against England is that it was at Wembley. But we know how difficult it is for hosts. 40 years since a host nation won this competition, the European Championship. So there's no gimmies like that. So, but it is a first for us all, whatever age we are, that to see England play in the final outside of England.
Yeah, it's wonderful. They've got tricky opponents, though, haven't they, in terms of Spain? Yeah. They're not going to be easy. They've kind of rebuilt themselves, haven't they?
Yeah. The wingers are getting a lot of publicity, and it's a happy birthday to Lamine Yamal today, isn't
17,
it?
17, that's ridiculous.
I know, it was great to say 16. I mean, 16 is sensational in football, isn't it? It's like Wayne Rooney and things like that.
Yes.
And Trevor Francis going back. But now he's 17, and Nico Williams is 22. It was his birthday yesterday. So... but I like Danny Olmo. I think he's a tremendous player, and I've watched him play in European football. He was at Barcelona. He's from near Barcelona, but he didn't take the obvious route that so many household names did. He went to Croatia to learn his trade, and then is now playing here in Germany, Leipzig. And no wonder he looks at home in German conditions. So I think he's one that I'm sure Gareth Southgate will be having some plans to deal with. He's between the lines sort of player. He's not really a striker. He's not really a winger. Just finds space, you know.
Yes, he does.
And he can be, and he could end up with a golden boot if it goes Spain's way, you know.
Let's hope it doesn't. Look, in terms of Gareth Southgate, what have you made of him and how he's handled himself? You know what the media's like. So, what do you think?
I have to say, I have to declare an interest here because I've known Gareth a long time, and I know what a brilliant bloke he is, and what he's brought his own personal standards into the hot seat of football, really, and certainly of English football. And the integrity, he's almost like a statesman, really, in the way he's handled himself. And to produce a team when you're only playing 10 or 12 games a season, you know, and now you end up playing 7 games, but to do that, be ready at the start. But it's winning. I've sitting at home thinking, well, Gareth's going to get sick because people don't like the way he's played. And for me, we qualified for the round of 16, and that's a simplistic view. But I would counsel people to think of that. It's very, very hard to win games at this level of football. And if you win it, maybe some would say luckily, maybe just a moment. We have moment players, don't we? Players who like Jude. You know, that's a goal that be shown over again. And Ollie Watkins, I mean, that had to be like on that pathway. It was the only way it could go in. If it had been there or there, it wouldn't have gone in. It had gone wide or the goalkeeper would have saved it. It was perfect. So that's an Englishman who's done it. So somebody do that on tomorrow evening and we'll all go home happy, won't we?
Is he to stay if he wins or if he loses, Southgate? Do you want him to stay on?
I would love him to stay on because I think he's mastered the job. Silverware can be another stepping stone, or it can be a good way to bow out. I don't know. I know he thought long and hard about leaving after Qatar.
Yeah.
And we're not that long since then, and he's had, as you say, a tough ride with the media. But he's had, I think, 1 or 2 moments where he just was perhaps wanting to bite back a little bit, but he kept his calm, as he always does. The players love him, and the country should love him. He will be Sir Gareth if we win.
It's coming home, isn't it?
Bestowing it now.
Yes, I think. Yeah, you're not the first one to have said that right here.
Yeah.
Final then, it's coming home, right?
I hope so. No, I know so. I'm not going to sit on the fence. England to win. No team has ever won 7 games in a row in the Euros. Mind you, not many of those competitions have had 7 games in a row.
No.
So Spain having to do something that's never been done before to beat England. So stats, I can throw millions of them at you,
yes,
Vicky.
You can. I know you can.
But in truth, like everybody really, I mean, as a commentator, I never said we for England, because we're British Sky Broadcasting, and when I worked for ITV, we were covering games for Scotland as well, and we all know the rivalry and stuff like that. So I can be a we today.
Yes, you can. You're here as a fan.
Yeah, come on us.
Yes. Oh, that's brilliant. It's been lovely to chat to you as always. Thank you.